Okay, we're not messing around today. We're making stuffed biscuits. If you're not following along on my posts, I do polls every now and then just to see what you want to see, and stuffed biscuits won the poll. There's a couple other options on there. I'll probably do them at some point, but I'm trying to give you what you want to see. And I'm kind of glad you did this because there's a place down close to where my grandma lives that does stuffed biscuits in the morning. They're actually really damn good. However, the real biscuits, not very carnivore. So we need to fix that. And the first thing that we need to do is start cooking some eggs. And you might see that I have a muffin tin here. That's because we're going to make some little egg pucks for our stuffed biscuits. This is the best way I've found to do this because it allows you to mold the biscuit dough that we're going to be making around these a lot better. This recipe is going to be making 4 of these biscuits, and for each one you're going to need 1 egg. I'm going to be doing 4 different types of biscuits, and the first one's just going to be eggs and cheese. You know, I'm not worried about the cheese right now. That will come in later. So just get a little butter down, let's crack in an egg, hit it with just a little pinch of salt, and get it scrambled up. And that is done. Want to get this into one of your muffin holes. Get it pressed down a little bit. Let's get this greased up a little bit again. This time I'm going to add some cooked bacon pieces. I'm not going to bore you with, footage of me cooking bacon. Oh wait, yes I am. Look at that. Look how good that looks. Just bacon all over the place. All right, that's enough. Once your bacon's in there, go ahead and crack in another egg. And just keep repeating that process. Hit it with a little salt. Get it scrambled. All right, that one is done. Let's get this into a different muffin hole. Get it pressed down a little bit. Next one, let's do a sausage. And then just, I don't know, get a little small handful of this. Again, I'm not gonna make you watch me cook this breakfast sausage. Yes, I am. Once it's in there, go ahead and crack in an egg, a little salt. You get it by now. What do you think the last stuffed biscuit egg whole muffin thing's gonna be, huh? Can you comment down below and let me know what you think it is? Hope you all guessed, because the next one you're gonna add a little butter, and we're gonna go crazy. We're gonna add sausage and bacon. Isn't that wild? God. Crack an egg in. Whew, almost lost the egg. A little pinch of salt. A little pinch. It's already got some salty meat in there. And give it a stir. And this is what we've got so far. We need to let this cool down for about 10 minutes before we throw it in the freezer. So I'm gonna throw mine in overnight. If you wanna do yours for at least an hour. But if it's a frozen little puck like I have, well then good. You're gonna be able to follow this recipe just fine. And if these are completely frozen and they're stuck to your pan, just let them sit out for maybe 5 minutes, kind of let the outside start to remove from the side. I did have an issue with that with testing, but also pulled it straight out of the freezer and just try to pry it out. So since this is ready, we can go ahead and make our biscuit batter, which you've probably seen this before if you're not new to the channel. But if you are new, we're gonna take 6 ounces of pork rinds. We're gonna crack in 6 eggs to this. We also wanna add in 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And finally, we want to give this a nice, good, solid forking. Don't be afraid to fork it too hard. It can take it, I promise. And it should be looking about like this, kind of like really thick, like cornmeal batter almost. I could see that there are bubbles kind of forming throughout it. That's from the baking powder reacting with the yolks and the eggs. And that's what we want, because it's going to create a little bit of floofiness for us. But we can go ahead and start assembling our stuffed biscuits. And if you want to use ring molds, feel free to do that. I'm going to use 2 of these with ring molds. And I'll do 2 freeform just to kind of give you an idea of how they're going to look when they're done. These are for like frying eggs and they work pretty well. So the first and most important ingredient of doing this part of the recipe is to have a bowl of water nearby, because you don't want to have dry hands when you're doing this, because this stuff is quite sticky. Like my hands are wet, still sticking to it. But as you can see, with wet hands, can handle a little bit better. With the ring mold, I'm just gonna put some of my batter down and just kind of spread it out, make it a little bit even. And I will use this as the base for my freeform biscuit. And look at that, it's nice and circular. Let me repeat that a couple more times and we can get back to stuffing our biscuits. So I have my base layer. I wanted to save the cheese for the base layer and the top layer that's between the egg, because I didn't want it to just be a big amalgamation of like egg mixture. So let's make this first one our only egg. Place our egg puck right on top of that. This one, let's make the sausage and cheddar. This will be the bacon and pepper jack. And finally, this one will be the little experiment with all the stuff in it. This one will probably be overstuffed if I had to guess, but we'll see. I'm gonna try to keep it neat and clean. Yeah, that one's definitely gonna be a little unwieldy. So I will show you the ones with the ring mold first. Get about the same amount of dough that you had before. Place it on top and just start pressing it in. You wanna get around these edges. And the good thing about the ring mold is that it's already kind of like primed to just like push more dough down in the edges of it. And if you see any exposed spots, all you gotta do is cover it. But you know what? I forgot to add cheese to that, but that's okay. I will go ahead and add a little extra to My non-ring mold one, push cheese on top. Probably want to grab just a little more amount of dough compared to the ring mold one, just because you're going to have to be working this on your own. Put it on top and just kind of mush it like it's a little hamburger bun. So let me not bore you with these. I'll just be right back. And they are ready to go. I'm going to give you a little close-up, just kind of give you an idea of what they should be looking like. Kind of like that. They're pretty big, but whatever. That means they're going to be good, right? Anyways, I'm going to throw these into the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 15 to 18 minutes, or until they're looking a bit like this. These are super hot. I do need to let these cool down for maybe 5 minutes or so, just because I want to give you a nice cross section. As soon as I get to that point, we'll take a look. All right, let's open up one of these and see how it's looking on the inside. And I would say that that looks like a nice stuffed biscuit. This is the sausage and cheddar one. I think it's pretty obvious that they're gonna taste like whatever you stuff them with, and you know, pick which one you like. This is going to give you a few options, and I'm gonna pick the sausage and cheddar one, see how it is. All right, look at me. Look at me. Oh, that's good. You know, it's probably not good to those of you that don't like pork rinds, but you know, I do like pork rinds. It works for me, and I hope it works for you. And I will say right now, these do microwave well. If you have some parchment paper, just wrap them up, throw them in the microwave for 90 seconds, and they're good to go from refrigerated. So if you want to make a few of these for breakfast ahead of time, I'd say that's a great option. Stuff your biscuits however you want, enjoy them, share them with people if you want to, but most of all, enjoy them. Yeah, that's it. See you on the next one. This video has been so graciously sponsored by Carnivore Companion. Check this out, check that out. We sell this, do you want to buy it? I'm also contractually obligated by the FBI, CIA, ATF, and any other 3-letter organization to let you know that this is my company. If you want to support this channel, simply go to CarnivoreCompanion.com, use the code CarnivorousChef at checkout to get 15% off your order, and pick yourself up some of the cleanest seasoning that you'll find on the market. Level up your food by using Carnivore Companion and turn your meals from ordinary to extraordinary.